welcome to Cider House Crafts. My name is Jen. Today is the June 9th. The June 9th. How are you? You okay? Yeah, so I'm going to use a different format to record. So I thought what I'd do is I'd try to record each day with each craft that I'm going to show that week. So this week I'm starting off with cross stitch, and then tomorrow I'll probably move into knitting, and then on Thursday I'll do a really short video on sewing because I'm not sure I'm going to have anything completed yet. And then I can do all the editing first thing in the morning and get it loaded on Thursday, and that'll be fine. So yeah, so that's how it's gonna roll there. If you're new, hi, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up so everybody knows I'm here. And yeah, I guess we should just get on with it, right? Oh, I will try to wear the same clothes every day, so there's some continuity, but I doubt I'll remember that. Sorry. So, since I've done this a few times, because I keep being interrupted, do I sound unhappy about that? I am. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Woodland Cottage, my work in progress. It's by the Craft Collection from West Yorkshire. I got this kit at a charity shop here in the UK a few years back. And so far I've been working on the center of the piece. I can't remember what they call it, center panel. And I had the door done last week and the woodwork above it, but it wasn't filled in, and that was pretty much what I had done. I have made some progress on that, thanks to Helen Duffin, who said get your button gear. Also, I'd like to thank Kim for her suggestion about the threads in the little plastic bags. Unfortunately, I'm not as neat as you are, and I know that you're neat, so mine would get tangled up. So what I've done is I've bought a cork board and wooden push pins, and I'm going to put their, you know, their little denote number or symbol on the push pin, and you know, hang them over that way, and then hang it in my lounge, which will totally not go with my lounge, but I'm going to hang it next to my craft chair in the lounge. But thanks for that, Kim. I really appreciate it. Anyway, here we go. So this is what I got done this week. It might get blown out a little bit in here, but yeah, so we have, I filled in above the door with the pale yellow. I put some of the stitches in for, I put some of the stitches in for the house color, which is supposed to be a cream. I finished the window. The window was, the dark blue was a 1/1, and the light blue was 2/2. I finished the hydrangea bush down here. It's a pretty purple. And some of the green bush with the yellow outline I have finished here. So if you're a cross stitcher, you know that that's a little bit of work. I'm going to show the back. It looks like absolute shit, but that's the back of my crappy work. I'll never show the back again. But yeah, if you're not a cross stitcher, you're going, what the hell, that's all you got done? But as a cross stitcher, you understand changing colors and you know, organizing yourself and getting stitches right and counting 15 times before you stitch, so you don't, you know, set your whole pattern off by one box. Yeah, that takes a little bit of doing. But that's what I got done. I'm going to work some more of that on Thursday. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the Halloween Ouija stitch along that I am currently a part of. And it's by Modernist. You can find her on the internets. So, yep, there's 5 secret sections. It goes from June, and I misspoke last week and said the last clue was August. It's not. It's October. So, you get section 1 on the 15th. So, in 6 days, you get section 1. But then on the 1st of July, you get sections 2. So, I'm not being funny, but holy shit. How am I supposed to get that done in 2 weeks? Thank God, after section 2, which comes on July 1st, you don't get another section until August 1st. I'm going to need that time to get this done, because wow, that looks like a big something in there. I'm hoping it's a haunted house, because that would be amazing. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to all of this, and oh, I'm so excited. So I have all of the things that I need right now already. My Zweigart came. It is called Dirty. I really got that for a song on, unfortunately, Amazon. Had it for £4, which is cheap for Zweigart. I found the wooden hoop, so it's an 8-inch wooden hoop, which is plenty big enough. And all of my DMC is now here, so we're all good there. Sorry, we're all good there. I don't know if you can see the colors. And last but not least, stuck inside the little pocket inside this, which I'll tell you about in a second, is my needle minder, which I can't remember where I got it, but I got it off Etsy. So it says Ouija, drop dead. So that's gonna be my needle minder. Appropriate, right? This bag isn't anything that I made. It's actually a bag that some bedding came in ages ago. I think we bought in America when we were living there a few years ago. And yeah, I just decided to recycle it. I thought, I'm gonna recycle that bag. Go use it for it. It doesn't have a handle, so I think I might put a handle on it, but yeah. There we go with that. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to do this really quickly, it's a good thing that sewing is going to be so damn short this week, is when I was talking to Helen Duffin on the phone, or on the FaceTube, we were talking about, well, what patterns do you have? So I have this reverse that I believe one of my friends is doing right now. It's really nice. Mine came with this little pentagram on it, and I really want to get to this, and I've been meaning to get to this for like every year since I bought it, which was like, you know, 3 years ago. But I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will put it in my plans because I really am a Halloween person and would really like to do it. This is a pattern by Bent Creek, which I really liked. It's not really primitive, but it is. I don't know what you would call it, modernistic, modern primitive, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what that looks like. So I would really like to do some of these and you know, just work on them at my leisure. Yeah, so we'll see how this format works, and hopefully it makes it a little bit easier on Thursdays to get things loaded, and I can get this video out to you more quickly than I have in the past. Because of everybody loading their YouTube videos, it's taken a lot longer, and sometimes you have to do 2 or 3 tries before you can load your video to YouTube. So yeah, hopefully this will help. Anyway, that's it for cross stitch. I will be back tomorrow with the knitting. Okay. Hi, welcome back. Today is sewing day. Today's Tuesday. It's the 10th of June, and we're going to talk about what you see here and a few other things. And the few other things are some things I made, not actual fabric clothes things, but some sort of helper things that I made make my life a little bit easier here in the sewing room. But first, let's kick off with this. This is part of the sleep set from this season's Sustainable Style book from the Great British Sewing Bee, with Esme and Patrick on the front. The sleep set is very cute. This is what the sleep set looks like. There's the line drawing here, and obviously model here. So this is the first thing that I've made out of this book. So we're going to have a little chit chat about sizing. I made this in my size. Now I'm a 22, and this was cut from the pattern for 22, size 22. And no. Their sizing is way off. Not around the waist, not around the waist under the bust, not in length, not for the straps, but this bust area. No, the cups are way too small. So the person who I am drafting this for later, please can you send me your measurements? I need your bust measurement. I need your cup size from your bra, please. So what's wrong with this? Well, I cut this exactly from the pattern, and if you can see here is the line for the, maybe if I turn it you'll be able to see it better. So here is, as you can see, there's a break in this pattern, and this is where the stitch line is for the bust dart. Now that is 3 fingers, yeah, it's about 3 fingers below where it should be. So these darts, the point on these darts should come right up to where, where your nipple should be, nipple. should be, and it doesn't. It's about 3 inches below where it actually should lie. Now, this isn't any kind of disparaging remark. If you have smaller breasts, this would be fine. But I'm not a smaller breast woman. My cup size is D, and this did not fit me. So I am going to be watching some videos today on how to redraft patterns to increase the cup size and move darts, because this did not fit. I know there's going to be a little bit of niggling with the rest of the pieces if I have to increase between the top of the breast cup and the bottom. I'm going to have to increase here, but I don't know enough about it yet to really talk about it to you, so I'm pretty new to this sewing thing. Well, sewing fabric into clothing. But yeah, I made my own bias tape yesterday, which I've done lots before. 1-inch bias, sewed that in. The directions were really clear. You can't say the directions aren't clear for this. However, some of it, the construction is a little bit fiddly. So if you don't want fiddly, this is not where you want to start if you're new to sewing. The straps were very easy to make, only because I bought myself a toy, and I will be showing that to you in a minute. But yeah, overall, I really like it, except it doesn't fit my boots. But yeah, I'm going to do the shorts this week, so I'll be showing them next week. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than it has a lining in the front, and the person who I spoke to about this, you definitely have to have a lining because the way the darts are, it would be uncomfortable not to have a lining in it. What would I change? The front would be cut on the fold, and the front cut piece would also be cut on fold. I think the way that they designed this for the sewing bee, because this was in the first week or the second week, I think they did that because they wanted to see if their sewers could line up a seam. So that's my first piece out of that book. Get shorts done, and I'll show them to you next week. Right, the next thing I'm going to show you is something that I made. So I went on Amazon and I bought a bunch of little envelopes, because as we know, I like my PDFs and I like to redraft the patterns to fit me, you know, and my body. So let's just start with what we're looking at right now. So when you get that pattern book from the Great British Sewing Bee, all the patterns are on single sheets. So basically, you might have, in this case, the maxi dress and the sleep set were on the same sheet of paper. So I had to lay my pattern paper over it and trace, and then cut it out of my pattern paper. So the sleep set pieces are inside this little envelope. So what I've done is I've just printed out, you know, a resized view of the actual garment and just taped it to the front. I will be adding sizing stickers, but I'm not going to make those permanent stickers. I'm going to get those ones that peel back off, basically because as I'm getting smaller in my weight, I'm going to have to replace these pattern pieces, but I don't want to replace the envelopes because they're expensive. The straps for this were turned with this new, it's a Dritz product made in America. It's a quick turn. Now there were other products on Amazon for this, and I went and looked. There was one that was made in China, and it didn't get the same reviews as this Dritz did. Now I'm not gonna lie, the Dritz was about 7 pounds more dear than the one made in China, but people were saying that the one made, the other one broke after about 4 uses. And what's the point? If you have to buy something, you know, 4 times, then you paid more than you have for this that got 5 stars. So about the Dritz, it's called Quick Turn, and it actually turned the straps. Now I did a demo for you guys for this, but it did not come out well. Sod's Law, I did these in like 15 seconds. That's no joke. I mean, it just went in, it turned on. When I tried to do it on camera, it doesn't work. So you can watch lots of videos on how to use these, but it's pretty straightforward, and they show you on the back. But what they're showing you does work, and I'm not joking. It was like 15 seconds I had both of those done. It was just like whoosh, 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 and they were done. Do I recommend this tool? Oh yeah, I recommend a lot of Dritz products. Dritz, Clover, lots of them. They're all very reliable. So yeah, so get yourself a quick turn. No, I'm not sponsored by Dritz. I'm not that good a sewer. But next thing I'm going to show are the magazines that arrived this week. Let's start with the one that actually has significant patterns and internal patterns. I love this magazine so hard. I'm writing these people today and saying, I love you so much. This is the best issue you've ever put out. Because Love Sewing put the most amazing issue out this month. I love the wrap dress on the front. It is beautiful. I also love this. And that is one of the patterns that you get. I love that. I love the fabric. And that fabric is so like my mom, 1971. I love it. I love it. There's an article about the sewing bee that's going on right now. And I have obviously marked some pages. So the first page I'm going to show you is called Masterclass Shearing. And this is a drafting class, and I've never done this by myself, so they give you the measurements by size here, and they only go up to a size 20, I think, large, so whatever their large size is. Their large size is an 18, so I have to draft up again, but you can figure that out easily by the increments on these. So saying that, I mean, so let's say the width of this goes up by an inch from, you know, a 12-14 to a 16-18. So I would increase an inch for my size. Again, another size, another inch. But I really like the dress, to be honest with you. So I am going to be making myself that and drafting my first real pattern. I can draft a pattern from another pattern. You know, if I have the pattern pieces, I can do that. But I've never really actually just physically drawn a pattern, so I'm so excited to do it. And to learn the little ins and outs of it as well. You know, like, this is how you swoop for a crotch and things like that. So it's really exciting for me. And I'm really looking forward to it. The next thing that was in here is another pattern. I think you can, I think this is a downloadable pattern. Yes, it is. That they offer you. So this is a downloadable pattern. And these are paperboy trousers that are made in Ponte. And I've never sewn with Ponte. So I am going to be making myself a pair of these. Sorry, I'm switching sides. For this autumn. And I'm really excited about these as well. I always like trying new fabrics, and I don't always do it in the best way, but yeah, so I am definitely going to be doing that. The one thing that I didn't try this week was sending some of my patterns off to the AO printer, but oh, sorry, but I will be doing that. Now, the 3 patterns that came with that Love Sewing magazine are fantastic, and 2 of them were folk. And I'm making them as well. But the first one is from my new most favorite pattern makers, is Thread Count. Now look at this. Did I not just say to you guys that I needed a vest pattern? And look what came. Now I have to modify this a little bit, but I don't care. I couldn't believe it. I am not keen on angular clothing. I'm just not keen on it. But I kind of like the shape of this one in the sense that it's flowing. It looks to be like very flowing. So I guess maybe it depends on the fabric type you use. Who knows? There's a really handy pair of trousers on here. And I am, you know, I'm really grateful when I get patterns with my magazines. But not as grateful as I was this month for Love Sewing. Because, wow, these, what can you say? That wrap dress, was an Easy Vogue pattern, and it's on the front, and I'm making it with the fabric I'm going to show you in a minute that I just got from PetiteKnit. So yeah, so I'm going to make this version of it. I really like the collar. It's so retro. It's so 70s. Late 70s, maybe early 80s. Late 70s, I guess. But yeah, I just got the jersey fabric that, it's not the fabric that I ordered. PetiteKnit called me and said, hey, we ran out of that kind of molly pink that you wanted. Can we send you something different? It's kind of a peachy, mangoey thingy, witchy-waddy-doo-dah. And I was like, yeah, wait till you see it. It's so bright. Like I would not get lost in a forest. But it's nice, and I'm going to wear it around the house, so I don't care, but I'm making this. And then the next thing, I almost cried when I saw this pattern because my mom had the dress on, the gray dress on the left, and I really want to make it. So this is another Easy Vogue pattern. It's V8897, and it is a smock. I love it. I don't care what anybody says. I love this pattern. It is very retro. My mom had both versions. She wore this version around the house, and she would wear this version when she went to the grocery store, and I adore it. I just adore it, and I will be making these next year for myself for summertime. So yeah, so that is the Love Sewing patterns. Right. Now let's talk about that subscription. Next thing, I'm trying to hurry here, kids. I got 3 patterns in the post. The first one is this Wardrobe Elements. This chick is so cool. She looks like so fucking fabulous in everything they put her in on this cover. Does she not? Anyway, I bought this for View C, that short dress. It's like a little romper. Now I know I showed you another pattern where I got kind of the same pattern, but that had a straight skirt, and this has got a bit of a flare if you look below. So that's what I want. I am making this dress with that, oh, what do you call it? The plaid orange flannel. The next one is this Simplicity. It is a dress. It's an overall dress, kind of. Jumpery, witchy-wadgy-doo-dah. This is what this looks like. I am making View C, because I like how it's up higher on the chest than the rest. And this is what it looks like in the back. Let me show you that really close up. There you go. Cute, eh? So I really like that pattern. That is Simplicity, sorry, 8641. And last but not least, I got myself a vintage pattern. Now I'm going to start collecting these vintage patterns, the reissue of these vintage patterns, because I really love this little top right here. Now normally I would not want that top because my arms are really huge and kind of gross, and I don't want to show them off, but I love that top. With a pair of shorts, that would be amazing. I would love to wear that around my house. So yes, I am making that. I love it. There you go. So the last couple things I need to show you are fabric that was purchased. Now I just said that PetiteKnit, and they were great. I mean, they were fantastic. They called, they were like, we're really sorry. And I was like, no, it's not a problem, you know, just whatever. And they said, well, can we swap it out for this? Is that how you want to do it? And I thought, these people are working their butts off for all of us to get us fabric. And far be it from me, I would never tell them, no, just give me my money back, because that's just a lot of paperwork and bullshit for them. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? This does not do, this is neon orange. This fabric is neon orange. This fabric was not anything that I would ever choose for myself based on my color, because, look, but I'm going to make that. I'm going to get a wrap dress out of this, because I got 3 meters of this fabric. I'm making that wrap dress, because I think, in the end, this is really cute. There you go. That's how orange it is right there. That is true. That's the true orange. So I'm really excited. Yes. And then I've been looking for some Halloween-y kind of fabric to make shirts for around October-ish. And specifically a turtleneck. And I found this with these Hutu towels on. I got this. And by the way, if anybody watching this knows where I can get some jersey with some Halloween prints on it, I would really appreciate it if you direct me. Because, yeah, I really like it. Anyway, so I got this jersey. It's a cotton jersey. It's a really really nice. It's fine, but it's really nice. There is some heft to it. So I'm going to make myself a turtleneck, I think, with this to wear at Halloween. There you go. So that's it for the sewing section. I hope you're all okay, and I will see you tomorrow with my knitting. See you then. Bye. Good morning. It's Thursday. Yay, Thursday. Today is knitting day, and we're going to get kicked right off because I have 4 different knitting projects to show you, and a purchase, which is kind of plain, but there you go. I do want to say very briefly, I was super disappointed last night in Sewing Bee because I had 2 people left in that I really wanted to win, and one of them went home last night. Oh, so sad. And Esme cried. Esme totally cried. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. So I think it's just Nicole that's left. Go Nicole! Team Nicole. So if you're in America, you probably have no idea what I'm freaking talking about, but I know that Helen Duffin knows what I'm talking about, and probably Pixie and other people. So if you're in Britain, I'm Team Nicole. Right, so let's kick this off. So the first thing I'm going to show you are the socks that I'm knitting for my sister-in-law, and I know I said that I was going to have these 2 heel turning, but I am 17 rows off that, but still it's a significant amount of work given the other things that I've had going on. So I'm knitting this with Knit Picks Felici in the Limeade colorway. You can't get this anymore, it's discontinued. You probably can find some on eBay somewhere or something. But yeah, sorry about that. I don't much like showing wool that you can't get anymore. It's kind of mean, isn't it? But yeah, so I am 17 rows off turning the heel. This is what it looks like. The other sock's already done. I knit in the round magic loop, toe up. Cast on 36, increase to 60, and knit around for 68 rows. And then I use a German short row heel method, and then I knit 78 stitches up the leg in a 5x1 rib, and then 10 rows of 2x2 rib, and then incredibly stretchy bind off, and then voila, you have a sock. So yeah, so hopefully next time you see this, there will be a turned heel on it, and I will be starting up the leg, and we'll be in the home stretch. I'm knitting these with my Knit Pride carbons, 2.5mm. I had to laugh at Helen yesterday when she said she knit some socks on a 2mm needle, and I was like, are you mad? But there you go, me shouting at the TV while my husband's trying to work right behind me in the lounge. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there is such a thing as knitting and devil needles, and yeah, devil needles are Addy Sharps or somebody like that, and they poke holes in your fingers, so I will never be buying them. Thanks for the heads up, Helen. The next thing we'll talk about is woohoo, Halloween, my favorite season. Oh, speaking of Halloween, I made a pattern box that is burlap, and I put Kim's card in it, so that's basically a hollow box with space for new patterns. Made that little sucker. Thank you, Kim, for the card. Yes, I thought about you a lot this week, by the way, Mom. I should email you today, and I will. The next thing is obviously the Spooky Pumpkin mittens, and yeah, I'm knitting those with Drops Fable. It's the unicolor, black, rust, and green apple. So these, okay, so these are kind of fiddly for me. They're fiddly. I'm not the fastest knitter in the world. Anyway, here, let me shift you around a little bit. And so when I am working on a chart, from a chart, and I am doing color work, sorry, I have fluff on my nose now. About every 5-6 stitches, I actually have to use my Sharpie to cross out what I've done, because it's really difficult for me, for whatever reason, to keep track of where I am. So it is a little slow going, and you're going to go, good God, woman, is that all the progress you made? But for me, this was a little ginormous amount of progress. So I'm going to show them now. I did find a mistake in here. Okay, I'm going to show you my mistake first, so you can all look at it every single time I show this project. But I put an extra black stitch next to this eye So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and duplicate stitch over that so you can't see it when I'm done anyway. So I have made progress on my pumpkin. As you can see his little happy mouth now. He looks really cool and happy. And this pumpkin looks exactly like the pumpkin from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Pretty cool. And on the back you can see the dividers where the side of my hand would be. So that's that. So that is where my hand, the side of my hand would be. It's right here. Okay. And then obviously there's one on the other end as well, which you can't see very well because that's where all my yarn's hanging down. But yeah, so this is the back. You'll be able to distinctly see where the thumb gusset is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the progress that I'm making on it. Might not be as fast as some other knitters, but yeah. They're coming along and I'm pleased, and I'm getting enough done on it every week. And it brings a little bit of Halloween into my day. That's all I need. So those are 2 projects. The next thing I'll show you is the miter square blanket. I had 5 squares to do to get to the end, and I didn't quite make it. I got the 4 squares done that I've been getting done every week, week on week. So as far as I'm concerned, that's super cool. The next time you see it, I would have turned a corner and been starting row, I believe row 8, row 9, I don't know, row 8 or 9. Anyway, so I'm going to show this to you. This is where I was last week, and I have since put, oh, and I am using a color wheel for this now, which has really made it a lot easier for me to choose a color. Basically, I have split all of my mini skeins out into separate bags, and so I look at the color wheel, I see I need a yellow, and I just go to a bag that's got yellows and oranges in it, and I pick that out, so I don't have to paw through everything. So I put yellow, and then on the color wheel next there was browns, and then there was gray, and I know where this came from because I actually spun this. How it's a silk and merino blend. And then this is the Mothy and the Squid mini skein that I bought ages ago. I was going to use it for heels and socks, but I really like it. So that is a pretty little orange square. So I have 1 more square to go on the end of this, which will be red. And I've chosen a kind of patriotic red, white, and blue that is predominantly red. And yeah, so hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So row 9. So we'll be starting row 9. It is kind of getting heavy, and it is starting to make me warm when it's sitting in my lap, but I don't care. I live in Lancashire, and it's like 50 degrees every day. So yeah. Oh, gosh, I was going to show you what I bought before I showed you my last project. My last project is a Sunday cardigan by PetiteKnit. I got it right this time, right? And I have split for the sleeves now, and now it's just like stockinette the whole way down. So I'll show you what I did. Did this yesterday while I was texting with somebody to check on them, because I'm a pain in the butt and worry about people all the time. Right, so where are we? So you can see where I split for the sleeves. Best split I've ever done in my life. Look at that. Look at those perfect stitches right across here. No gapping, no big holes. I'm so pleased with myself. But anyway, yeah, so it's coming right along. Now I have to knit down, they have said, she said, 26 centimeters from under the arms. But if I don't like that, because this is kind of a croppy sweater, I know I'm going to knit farther than that. Plus, I've got a lot of wool left, and I need to use it all up, because I'm trying to knit from stash, which seems like going to seem like a lie in a minute, but it's not really. And so I'm trying to get rid of my wool. So I'm really pleased with this project. I'm knitting those on Knitter's Pride Majestics. I think right now I'm using 6.5 millimeter. Yeah, 6.5 mils. So yeah, I know that there was something in the directions about switching to a different size needle, but I don't know when I'm supposed to do that. Don't know. Oh, on the sleeves, 7 millimeters I switched to. So yeah, that's it for works in progress. Hopefully, you know, by the time next time I see you, I might have that pair of socks done for my sister-in-law. The last thing I want to show you is this, and I bought some skeins. Sorry, hiccups. I bought some skeins of merino to dye, and I'll get 50 mini 10-gram mini skeins out of what I purchased. Oh, it smells sheepy. It's nice. Smell-o-vision. Yeah, so I bought this just for my miter score blanket. I am running out of red, orange, and yellows. I'm kind of on the edge of being broke where green's concerned, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, I need to dye some stuff up, and I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself, and that way I will like what goes in rather than, you know, buy from somebody's D-stashers, and I want to start lacing in some brighter, lighter colors into my blanket. So yeah, so that's it. That's it. That's all she wrote for knitting. There's not a lot going on here. The weather's been a little bit, you know, rainy and things. So we did get our raised bed put in the front garden, and my pumpkin plants are in there now. I have to look out the window this morning to see how they did when they were transferred, because it got super cold here last night, like super, super cold. And they've only been indoors, so I didn't try to acclimate them over time, which was really stupid of me. But if they die, they die, and I'm just going to put lettuce and things like that in there. I did manage to get my wildflowers planted yesterday, so they got spread, and so hopefully they'll be popping up soon. They are supposed to bloom like bloom a week after, not bloom flowers, but show after a week, and then they go right through the entirety of the summer and the autumn. So, and because we don't get like a shed load of snow here or anything like that, I'm probably going to see flowers even later than that, because last year I still was seeing flowers in January, so I'm really excited about that. Anyway, that's it for me. I hope you're having a great week, and that the craziness that's happening in the world right now ain't getting you down, and yeah, stay together, everybody. Anyway, I will talk to you next week. Take care of yourselves.